yours and I'm mine. Okay.
Just to balance and is to have the objective of this masterclass is to understand the foundations of business intelligence, data analytics, and business analytics for non-technicians. The idea today is not to understand at a technical level or this kind of technologies or this kind of practices. The objective is mainly to understand the why at a high level, when the importance of this kind of tools, and until what point it could be the winning card for small and mid enterprises. I am Abdel Fattah Boujlal. I am Principal Delivery Manager in Amaris, specialized in development, DevOps, and managing a QA team too. Before starting the presentation, Amaris, just to give you an idea about our company, Amaris is a company created in 2007. We are around 7,500 people from more than 100 nationalities. The company is a company financed by the founders. So just to have an idea, this company is one of the biggest independent companies in Europe in the information technology. We are specialized in IS and digital, life science, telecom, and engineering. We have 3 delivery models: proximity, fixed price, and business as a service. So, what is business intelligence and why is relevant for companies? Business intelligence nowadays is a success factor if it is well managed. Why? Because it will permit to companies to be competitive, to be customer oriented, and to build good business models, and to be a cost effective, to have the cost efficiency. How companies achieve or use business intelligence? They use it by creating models that will permit risk management. What we mean by risk management is to anticipate the risks before it happens, and to have mitigation plans. So if you don't identify the risks before it happens, so you are exposed. You will find it when it is very late. So it will impact, obviously, your results, and even worse, it could impact your reputation as a company. Maybe for big companies, they can have a margin of maneuver, but for small companies, even mid companies, if if they don't manage, if they can't manage adequately the risks, it could be something. It could be something stressful for them, and it can put them in risk to close. This is the viability of their business could be on the table. The other aspect is how to do data-driven decisions. The first one, as I mentioned, is risk management. The second, how to make data-driven decisions, not just by intuition, not just but by benchmarking or what they are doing out there. The way to succeed is to make good decisions. So these tools help a lot to make data-driven decisions based on science and not only based on intuition or by benchmarking or what they are doing out there. The other aspect is faster analysis and intuitive dashboards. So in order to manage the risks in a good way and to make decisions based on in data, you should build dashboards that will permit you to the company to visualize this kind of things. So business intelligence is a tool set that permit to the client to take data-driven decisions to improve the efficiency of the operations, to drive the innovation, to identify new business opportunities based on trends and patterns. Now let's deep dive. Let's have a deep dive into business intelligence. The business intelligence is, let's say, a big word, and within this this concept of business intelligence, there is a lot of other interesting concepts that could be interesting to understand at a high level. I am talking about analytics, reporting, data warehouse, benchmarking, BPR, business process reengineering, online application processing, data mining. This kind of concepts are chunks, let's say, that form what we understand by business intelligence. So it's important to understand these concepts at a high level in order to understand what we mean by business intelligence. Sometimes there is other concepts that we can separate, that will establish a separation between these concepts in a precise way. So we'll try today to let's say to establish this limit between what we mean by business intelligence and what we mean by business analytics. Mainly, business intelligence, when we talk about business intelligence, we are talking about the present. Obviously, in order to understand the present, we should understand and analyze the past. Business intelligence in itself utilizes data visualization tools to create reports, as I mentioned before. Reports in a descriptive way. The objective is to understand the past and to understand the trends. At the end, if we understand the past, we understand the trends, we will make good decisions. With business intelligence, we identify areas for improvements and we track key performance indicators. We create these indicators and we track them. The next point is business analytics. Business analytics, it involves the use of sophisticated analysis to predict the future. Business intelligence is for the present and the past. Business analytics is for the future. How to predict the future based on patterns and using sophisticated tools like machine learning. Let's say that business analytics is the next step of business intelligence. Why? Because it leverages advanced analytics to uncover insights, patterns, and correlations in data. It focuses on optimizing decision-making processes, improve business strategies, and gaining competitive advantages through data-driven insights. Thinking on more in the future and not only in the present. Other important concept is big data. Big data, when we talk about big data, we are talking about large and complex data sets that are too extensive to proceed and analyze with a traditional way. So we need, in order to take profit of this amount of data, we need modern tools, sophisticated tools to classify, to identify the data types, the structure, and even manage unstructured data, manage images, texts, videos, sensor data, gather all this kind of data in one space and take decisions according to this reality. There is 3V. There is 3V of big data. It will help a little bit to understand what we mean by this concept. 3 points: the volume, the velocity, and the variety. The volume is a big data involves large volume of data that exceed the storage and processing capabilities of traditional databases and tools. The second one is big data velocity. It is generated and collected at high speeds from various sources: social media, Internet of Things, devices, sensors. And the last V is variety. When we are talking about variety when big data comes from different formats, with different formats. It includes structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data, XML, JSON files, images, videos. That variety and resume the variety of sources, of type of data, sorry. In addition to the 3V, there is other characteristics to take into account. The variability, the veracity, the value. Big data exhibits variability due to diverse formats and structures of the data sources involved. Veracity refers to the reliability and trustworthiness in data, often impacted by factors like accuracy, for example. And the last one is value. The value of big data, I mean by that the potential to provide actionable insights and drive informed decision making, as I mentioned before. Obviously, this will lead to tangible benefits and to be competitive in the market. In order to understand what we mean by data analytics, there is a type of questions to ask depending on the context. There is 4 types of data analytics: descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive, and prescriptive analytics. In order to understand what type of data analytics it applies depending on the context, there is one way to do it by asking. For example, what happened in the past? What happened? If this is the question, we will use descriptive analytics. If the question is why did it happen, when we need to find the root cause, we will use, in this case, diagnostic analytics. If we need something to predict the future, we will use the predictive analytics. In this case, the question will be, what will happen? Depending on the past, depending on the patterns, depending on trends, we can elaborate predictive models that will predict the future, what will happen. And the last one is the prescriptive analytics, is when we have a need or we have a question, how can we make it happen? Now, I will explain a little bit at a high level the architecture, business and intelligence architecture, without the need to understand the engineering part or to understand the technical part and so on. The idea here is to understand it from the point of view of final user or decision maker, or for example, responsible in a small or medium company. These concepts will help the decision maker to understand the importance of this architecture of business intelligence and how to deal with these complex aspects in order to make good decisions. Normally, a decision maker, for example, small company owner, for example, his focus or her focus mainly will be on the delivery part, the service. For example, if I have e-commerce, I need e-commerce, maybe I need a web portal, for example. For my team, I need a collaboration platform, and I need dashboards to know my results, to predict. I have extracts in order to say to have to have reports. I need publications. I need maybe personalized services. So normally, decision makers focus only in this part. In this sense, this point could be a mistake if they only they have focus only on this part, because this part, the information delivery, is the final outcome of a lot of things that should be done, should be in a correct way in order to have good results here. So in order to have good information delivery, to have good reports, good extracts, good dashboards that will permit to the company to make good decisions, to be competitive in the market, the first aspect to take into account is the data source. What I mean by data source is to understand the operational transactions, the operational and transactional sources. All companies, normally what they do are operations and transactions. This is something that should be managed and should be clear. The second point is to have master sources and references identified, classified in a good way. The next point is how to manage external resources. For example, if you have a company, maybe you are connected to external resources, to providers, to banks, to other actors that you should rely on them in order to sell or to have good results on your side. If you don't manage them from the beginning in a good way, you will have bad results at the end. There is a complex aspect related to structured data. Structured data is, we talk about structured data when we are talking about random data that we should gather, but we can't structure this kind of data. However, it will help a lot in this stage by doing predictive models. So we should gather this kind of data to use later. Once we manage the data sources, the next point is how to integrate services between them. So the first point is to establish business rules. For example, for e-commerce sector, the rules will be different from in industry sectors. So, for example, and even within the same sector, depending on the owner vision, we should establish clear business rules. What is my vision? What is my vision? Sorry. How I want to do it? what I want to sell, how to sell it, how to manage it. This kind of rules will be let's say, our roadmap in order to establish the integrations later. The next point is data profiling. This one is more technical aspect. Data profiling, what we mean by data profiling is how to structure the data, how to establish the relationship between tables, for example, between schemes. This is the technical part. Data integrity, it's not just a matter of how to have good rules, business rules, and to structure the data. It's a matter of until what point the quality of this data is really good. Here, the data integrity is really important, because if we don't have integrity, good integrity of data, obviously the outcome will not be okay at the end. Web services, the integration services, there is aspects that to take into account. For example, the web services part, there is information coming from web services, from APIs. We should integrate this kind of information within our system. The last point is the ETL. What do I mean by ETL? There is a pattern. There is a pattern within business intelligence in order to take profit of the data. How to build, for example, a report. Before building a report, we need to apply this pattern, to extract, to transform, and to load. We extract from all these sources, and in using these integrations, we transform later to a format or to a content that will help to generate the required outcome, and how to load what we have extracted and transformed. When we do that, we can start the data management services part. The data management services part is mainly the operational, how to store the operational data in a unique database, so you can take profit of it. Once we have the operational data, the next step is to build a data warehouse. Data warehouse will be split by domains, what we mean by data marts. For example, if I have an e-commerce as an example, small company in e-commerce, I have my operational data, and later I will have my data warehouse. Within my data warehouse, I should split the content by domain or something like that, in order to have small chunks to manage. So if, for example, I need only information about sales, I don't need to go to operation here, or even to rules, business rules, profiling, something like that. No, I need it in a structured way, and I need it with very good performance. So if I don't do this kind of work before, the result to have this report for sales, for example, it will be really complicated. So the idea here is to split by domains. For example, for sales, marketing, don't know, for human resources and so on, and every data mart, each one will be will have its own data. Once we have structured, once we have identified and managed data sources, we have managed the integration services, and we are managing our data. Now we can start consuming what we have built. I mean by that, how to build report and analytical services. What we can do? Although querying is, if we don't have already a report prepared, we can do it by code using SQL, for example. We can do it by code if we structured very well our data. It will be easy to do it. Otherwise, it could be complicated, as this is the problem here. If we don't do if we don't do the previous steps, what we can have at this stage, we can have analytical reporting, operational reporting, predictive modeling, forecasting, data mining using, for example, machine learning or something like that, to use online analytical processing. The objective of this step is to have a good delivery, to have a good information delivery. In fact, we can build good web portals, we can have effective collaboration platforms, good dashboards, useful dashboards, to have extracts to make good decisions, publications, to do good publications depending on what you have here. For example, if you predict that there will be an important aspect, for example, in the market, so you can do the publication according to this result. For example, personalization services, this is really important, because one of the key aspects to have success is to personalize your products, to segment your clients. If you don't do this kind of things, how will you segment the market? How you will be different from your competitors? So this is really important. In order to personalize your services, it's important to do this kind of exercises. Mainly, maybe not to do all of them, but just to be aware about all these topics. Why? Because normally, if the decision maker is only focused on this part, the probability to have success is very low, will be very low. However, the competitors, if they are aware about that, they are taking decisions, they are structuring their data sources, they are integrating their services, they are managing very well their data. so they can have good reporting systems, and the final results, they can personalize their services, do good publications, good web portals, and the probability to have success will be really high. So here, explanation only of what I have explained before. Just key aspects related to big data architecture. The core components for data architectures in big data architecture is the data lake, the storage system, distributed file system, and popular technologies are key for this for big data architecture. Data processing. Big data architecture focuses on parallel processing in order to maximize the results. So this is the one of the key points, is technical part in tools used within big data architecture. Is the tools are very sophisticated that can do processing in parallel, and it will permit do or manage, analyze big amount of data. And we end our masterclass by explaining the trends and business intelligence. So there is emerging trends in business intelligence analytics, all of them related to AI and machine learning. The future job market and skills will need this knowledge, not maybe at a technical level, at least at a high level. So there is tools now, new tools created by AI approach that will help a lot to do sophisticated things with less effort. So there is a trend now to democratize, let's say, the adoption of these tools. It's just a matter of curiosity and to lose fear to explore this kind of tools, because with AI now there is a lot of new tools, sophisticated tools that can facilitate this task.
Okay, so
Stella?
Yes, thanks, Feta, for your presentation. So can you please, Feta, go to the previous slide, please? Just 2 seconds. Great. So first of all, a short introduction from my side. So my name is Stella, and I work as an R&D officer for the R&D department at Amaris. Currently, we are carrying out multiple different EU projects, and today I wanted to present to you with the BI4SME project. Since this masterclass and the following 2 masterclasses that are going to take place in May and June are part of this project. Feta, yes, please, if you can move to the other slide. And the main aim is with this masterclass is to provide some additional information to everybody that it is interested in expanding BI knowledge and the main tools. So let's give a short introduction to the BI4SME project. The project started in 2022, and currently we are at the last month of the project implementation. It will close mainly in August. The project was coordinated by Amaris in a joint consortium with other partners from different EU countries. The main objective of this project is to democratize BI knowledge for SMEs, especially targeting mainly SME managers across Europe, and but not only them, because we are also targeting persons that do not have a technical background in BI, that can clearly benefit from the content of the courses that we created. So which are the three main outputs of the BI4SME project? First one, we created a baseline knowledge pack on BI based on stakeholder engagement. Second, we designed the training model based to the knowledge and to the market trends. And third, we launched the BI training course. At the current stage, the training project is we are engaged with external testers in order to provide feedback on the training materials of the course. Feta, yes, please, if you can move to the other slide. Thanks. So the training is available at the moment for everybody. You can access, register. Here I'll leave you can find the link here in this slide. It is available for the moment in English, but in the upcoming months, we will translate the materials in 5 other languages of the consortium. The course is free for everybody. You can enroll. And also, if you wish, you can take place at the external testing that we are carrying out at the moment. For everything, of course, feel free to contact me. You will find my contacts at the end of this project presentation. Yes, Feta, if you can move to the other slide. Thank you. And just a short overview of, this is a short overview of what we are currently dealing with in the training program and what you will find in the training objective of the BI4SME course. So basically we have 5 units. Unit 1 will be an introduction to business intelligence. In Unit 0, sorry, will be an introduction to business intelligence. Unit 1, we are tackling mainly issues related to math for BI. Unit 2 will be basically focused on SQL. Unit 3 will be focused on ATL. Unit 4 will be on big data and Power BI, and Unit 5 on Python. In addition, we have also created Unit 6 that will be mainly the practical aspect of the whole course, when you have the opportunity to put in practice every knowledge that you took in the other in the whole training program. Yes, Feta, please, to the last slide. And here you have the contacts. So you can find the training, the BI4SME project website. So you can go and check out and find the information, and also the current stage of the project. And also you can follow us on the social networks and find out what we are working on at the moment, and also information about the upcoming masterclasses that we're holding in the upcoming months. And also feel free to contact me if any other additional information is needed. So it's all from my side also. I thank everybody that joined and people that are going to see this. And we will be here for the other masterclasses that are upcoming in May and June. Thanks also, Feta, for your presentation. And we will see, we will see the next month. And I am available for everybody that wants more information on the course or has questions and other issues that may arise.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Feta. And thanks, everybody.